Hello guys, today we have a 2010 Ford Escape with a 3.0 liter engine. We have code P0400. The insufficient EGR flow. This is a just going to go to memory codes. This is a stepper motor type of the EGR valve. It has a total of 6 wires. We got a P0400 EGR flow. Has 6 wires, and we're gonna do some bidirectional controls. I'm gonna quickly activate the EGR valve, and let's see if we can go to output controls. And so basically it has 4 coils. It's a stepper motor, has 4 coils. So we got 2 wires that provide the power, and 4 wires the ground side control from the power control module. So I'm just going to look at the computer looks at the map sensor for the EGR flow, and we're going to take a voltage measurement from the map sensor. Let's get into a custom. Right now we have 3.9 is a key on, engine off. We got 3.9 volts on the map sensor, and now we're going to activate the EGR valve and see what voltage we're going to have. The engine should stumble if you have sufficient flow on the EGR valve. Okay, so the EGR valve is right there, and we have, as I said, we have a 6 connected with 6 wires. These 2 green wires in the middle are the power for both of the all of the coils, and then we have these 4 other wires. They are controls from the power control module. So now we're gonna check the power, and then we're gonna activate each of these coils and see if we have a control. And if that's okay, then of course we're gonna listen to the engine, how if the engine is gonna stumble or not. If that's okay, then we're going to try to clean up the EGR valve, because it has a long tube from the exhaust all the way up to the valve that might be clogged up. And of course we're going to check this valve here, or this hose here between the EGR valve and the intake manifold, and try to clean that up and see if it's going to help or not. Okay, we're going to check our power feed. We've got a key on, and let's see that we have my blue channel is it's just a DC volts. So checking the power on 1 wire, we got a voltage. The second wire, we got a supply as well. So now we're gonna check the. I'm gonna start the car real quick. Okay. So we got a good power feed to our valve, and now we can the next check we can check the control. We can see on this wire we do not have a control. We got a power, we got battery voltage. See this wire here, and this wire we have a let's see. This wire is having a current. We got 0 volts on this wire. We got 0 volts on this wire as well. And we have 13 volts. It seems like these 2 coils are energized right now. So let's go ahead and get the current claim. I'm just checking each coil to make sure I have a current through each coil. So this one, I don't have a current. Now my red trace is my current claim. This one, I have a current on this coil. Okay, so this one is okay. And, see this one. I have a current on this one as well. So So this coil on this wire is okay, and this is okay. So this one, we got no current. So now I'm going to check these two, and I'm going to activate my use bidirectional controls and see. You can see we're getting the. There you go. So this coil is okay, but you can see the idle barely changes at all. So put that down, and I'm going to check this one as well. I have a current now on this one. See this one here. This one has a current as well. So both of these are okay. So I have a current in both of them. So the computer is changing the moving the pin tool. So this one is okay. All these have a current. This one does not. This one does not. So let's just check these two again. Okay. You can see I had a. This one is okay. Let's check the blue one. Okay, I have a current on the blue one as well. So all of the coils are fine. And let's just see there are actually no changes in idle whatsoever. And we're looking at the scan tool right now. I have a maximum voltage from the map sensor around a little bit over 2 volts. Let's just do it again. Okay, so 2 volts. So I believe we have a plugged up EGR valve. So let's go ahead and take it apart and see if we can get it cleaned up. All right. Okay, I got the EGR valve out, and it doesn't look that bad, but the problem is actually this hose. So this kind of goes. I was afraid that that's going to be the hose from the exhaust up to the EGR valve, but it's not actually. It's one between the EGR valve and intake manifold, and so this sits kind of like this, and it's completely plugged up right there. And this is, I guess, every time you have EGR that has a 90-degree elbow, I mean, it's just completely baked with carbon here. So we're going to get this cleaned up and put everything back together, and this should be fine. And yep, you can see this just completely baked with it. Look at that. Wow, it's going to be hard to get all this cleaned up actually. Alright, just need to get... Wow, I mean, it's really... It's stopped up big time. Okay, I'll get this cleaned up and we'll put it back together. Okay, got it all cleaned up. I just took the screwdriver and knocked all this carbon off of it, and got some brake cleaner and cleaned it up. And now you can see, you can actually see the light actually shine through this hose, and so it's nice and clean. And let's put it back together and redo the test again. This should be fine now. Okay, I got everything back together. Let's go ahead and I already got my bidirectional control ready, so we're gonna activate the EGR valve and then see how the engine's gonna change the idle and go all the way up to 50%. You can see our engine almost stumbled. Before we did not have any changes at all. Very small changes. Go to 0. Alright, so let's see the voltage. Before we were around 2 volts, I believe. So let's see what voltage we have now on the scan tool. Okay, let's activate it. and we had a peak around 3.9 volts. You see here. Yeah. Go back to there was 3.9 volts, almost 4 volts. Yeah. This time was a little less, but anyway, this is fixed. The EGR works fine. Everything else works okay. We got 3.7 this time, so. Okay, just quick. Let me turn the lights on. I just want to explain what I was actually doing. Maybe it was not clear. So on these two wires here, these two wires in the middle, we have a power feed. These two green wires. That's our power feed. The other fours are basically our coils. So what I was doing with my current clamp, I was just going from one coil to another and make sure that I have a current. So that tells me that the coil is intact and that actually the computer is able to energize the coil. The computer is able to control my coils. And that's what I was doing with my end clamp. I get my I check the voltage, make sure I get the voltage that's supplied to my green wires, and then we went to each of the coils, and each one pulled around 0.4 amps. And this way I don't have to check the resistance on the coil. I know my coils are intact. Doing a quick current measurements, it makes it a lot easier to check everything out. Of course, we did not have actually any kind of code for circuitry. It was simply a P0400 code for a flow, insufficient flow. And you could see it was a plugged up exhaust, plugged up the hose, passageway between the EGR valve and the intake manifold. So, alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.